I'm gonna crack this thing open.
You know how like advent calendars for kids, those chocolate?
Yeah, yeah, we got one.
I'm like that with pumpkin pie.
No, it's my first Marvel movie. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, you got to see a Marvel movie in theaters." So I'm like, "Okay, I'll go see Spider-Man."
Maybe they should have been in there because I have some opinions on why Georgia is in the playoffs. They should not be in the playoffs.
Oh my god!
Why should
Not
they?
you.
They just lost.
Welcome to the Beer and Sports Podcast. I am Josh Wingate alongside with Josh Kimmel OUS. I'm Josh Wingate 302, and we are the Beer and Sports Podcast with Fins Talk Sports Network. Make sure to follow us at Mugs and Balls in the network, Fins Talk Sports, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I did not totally play Pokemon all day.
Yeah.
I just want to make that clear.
Did you work today? No?
Yeah, man, I worked. I worked on completing that Pokedex.
Yeah.
So
Got to catch them all.
with my return on investment from my fantasy football winnings, I bought Pokemon Violet for Nintendo Switch on eBay for $39.99 used, and the rest went to bills. So that's what I did with my big winnings.
Is that your new YouTube name, Pokemon Violet?
Pokemon Violet, yes.
Yep. Okay.
To go.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if you're ever into Pokemon.
Oh, hardcore. I used to have like the emulator on my phone.
What?
Yeah, you could like download Pokemon on an emulator, and you would be able to play like Game Boy. Let me see if I still have it. Yeah, like I don't know if I still have it, but you would need the access code, and you could play Pokemon this way, like it was on Game Boy.
There are so many new Pokemon in the world.
I know. I don't play those. I play like the yellow, the red, the blue.
Well, I like learning the new Pokemon, and honestly, it's cool because I haven't played. I play Pokemon Go, but like casually, like it's still on my phone. But I haven't played a Pokemon game on a console since my Game Boy Red and Blue, and I've been into it, man. Evolving Pokemon.
How do you know who they are?
You don't, because
You just have to guess. Oh, that looks like a.
well,
No,
I mean,
a
they tell you
Pokemon.
whenever you catch them. Yeah, I mean, if you can't tell the difference between a leaf, grass, or a
There's
fire.
a leaf now.
Well, whatever, grass. I call them leaves because I'm just one of those people. But anyway, the point is this, Josh. There's mixed with old and new. Like I'm running, you can run with 6. I'm running with a Gyarados. I'm running with a Golduck right now. I'm rolling with some new generation as well. My starter, I started with the fire, so I evolved him. I'm rolling with a Sheldon, which is I think 2nd generation. So I'm rolling with some younger, some old some OGs. I have
Favorite Pokemon all time.
of all time, Psyduck.
All time.
Psyduck.
Oh, we're on the same wavelength.
He's my favorite. He was the first.
He's the best.
Yeah, he's by. I'm so my biggest. People come here to listen to Pokemon talk. My biggest complaint about this game is I can't choose not to evolve my Pokemon. So once they hit a certain level, they just evolve automatically. And my Psyduck evolved to a Golduck, and I was
Are you
pissed.
sure you're not hitting like the B button real quick?
No,
so
they just auto.
Have you tried that?
No, but I looked it up on YouTube.
Because back in the day, you just keep tapping that B button and it won't evolve.
So back in the day, my Psyduck used to be like my thing, my G. Like I would roll with him, power 100, level 100. But he was
he was your Pikachu.
Yeah. Yep. I love Psyduck. He was my favorite, dude. He's just the best.
Psyduck is the greatest.
And he's in this game. He's one of the first Pokemon you encounter. So
he's just chilling around like he's dumb, and then just lays the hammer on everybody.
It's the first ever, not first ever, but it's the first open world Pokemon. You can go wherever you want. It's pretty fun.
Really, I have to look at it. But anyway, I have a new beer. It is called Citrus Squall, double golden ale, dogfish. I'm gonna open that up.
Cool. I have a high C.
Really good.
High C fruit punch.
That is good. That is like ridiculously good.
This is really good. You're right. It is.
So 8%. It's ale with grapefruit juice and blue agave nectar. It is like what you would picture something to be for like beach day.
So I'm gonna
beach day beer.
I'm in a beer. I love beach day beers. It was actually supposed to be a beach weekend for us over here. I don't know how the weather's like over there with you guys, but it was beach weather this weekend, but it wasn't because it rained. It was cloudy, rainy.
Yeah.
It sucked all weekend, but I planned on going because we had a 2-week vacation for the kids, of course, right? They have their little. I'm not going to go into being a part-time worker making $70,000 a year, having more vacation time in 1 year, like teachers, whatever. You guys haven't made. But I will say this: I wanted to go. They do.
We're coming for you now.
But it's true.
Wait till you get teacher Twitter coming at you.
But it's true though. They're part-time workers and they make full-time wages. But I will say this: it was supposed to be a beach weekend, but it was rainy, wet, so I was stuck inside and I had to watch sports. It was miserable.
Oh, jeez, the worst.
I know. So
with that being said, I got a text message from you today saying, I didn't even know there was a college football championship going on right now. Didn't know who was in there. And I was like, what are you talking about? It's Michigan, Washington. There's no SEC team. You should be excited because you are such an SEC hater.
I'm not a hater.
You are such a hater. You're like,
I'm not a hater.
What's it going to be? It's going to be an SEC team. And
I live in the SEC. I'm here.
But every year you're like, what's the point? It's going to be an SEC team and some other big.
Well, now it's a cheater allegedly, which I don't know how they cheated or why they cheated. I just know they cheated somehow. Versus Washington, which I didn't know Washington had a football team.
Yep, Washington does have a football. It used to be called the Washington football team, but
Washington Huskies.
They're the Washington Huskies now.
I know that because I used to watch college football. I told you back in the day, back when it was good. I don't know who that is.
No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, we didn't come here to talk about college football. You're probably waiting for that to come on. It might have already started. I do not know at the moment because an SEC team is not in there. The Georgia Bulldogs are not in there. So what do we have come to talk about today?
Well, we have the playoffs, the most important thing in all sports. The NFL playoffs are set, and the Miami Dolphins came up short. We're not going to be a heavy Miami Dolphins show tonight because you get enough of that on this network. They know they're way more passionate, way more knowledgeable. If you guys watched me, I'm a Dolphins fan, but I don't care if they win or lose. It's just a game. I know you don't want to come here for that kind of content. You want anger. Tua's terrible. Blah. Who's to blame? Like, that's not this show, guys. It's just not. So if you're looking for that, if you're looking for angry Miami Dolphins talk, you're at the wrong place.
If you are looking for angry Miami Dolphins talk, you missed the show. You should have been at post game last night. That thing ran until almost, I want to say 1:15 in the morning. And holy cow, were they upset.
Go to bed, guys. Go to bed.
Here's the thing. I'm watching it and I'm like this. I'm the villain of the network because first episode of this thing, I said Tua is not good. Well, I didn't say he's not good. I said he's not going to win anything.
You say he's trash.
I did not say he's trash. I said he's not going to win you anything. You won't win a Super Bowl with him. You may win a single playoff game with him, which I think could happen this year. But you're not going to get much out of him. Now everyone in the network is saying the same thing. Whatever. It's not a big deal.
I'm not saying it.
So you are on the Tua
bandwagon still. I think Tua's a franchise quarterback. I don't care what anyone says.
Okay. Everyone else in the network does not believe that. They think they need to move on from Tua.
Because I'm not going to say anything mean about anyone because everyone's entitled to their own opinion. You're going to judge and base this off of one game last night. If he came out there and they won the game,
think that happens a lot.
Yeah, and that's just sports in general.
We ride highs and our lows are very low.
I want to bring this up real quick about fantasy football. Nico Collins was complete trash, dog water all season, but he has 2 good games at the end of the year. Now he's, I rank him this and I rank him that, and he's a. It's all everything in sports is recency bias.
What have you done for me lately?
And I see all these people with their dynasty rankings, and they all have CeeDee Lamb at the number 1 position. Guys, Justin Jefferson's still number 1. Everyone just wants to get on the high. Oh, CD's the wide receiver 1 in dynasty. No, he's not. It's still Justin Jefferson. Chill the fuck out. You did the same thing with Chase.
Don't forget that CeeDee Lamb is on a contract year. And that could be why we're looking at this. We might not see these numbers ever again from CeeDee.
Look, and I'm also, it's just to the point of a recency bias. That's all sports are.
Yeah, for sure.
Right now, the Eagles are dog trash. So everyone here in Tampa is like,
that for a while.
The Bucs are going to steamroll the Philadelphia Eagles. That's all I'm hearing say. They have a chance. They're going to beat the Eagles. Yada, yada, yada. Recency bias. Baker Mayfield was lights out, like that 3-game stretch where he played nothing but ass
Don't
teams.
talk about Baker here because we don't want the hate coming.
Hold on, but I'll say
on this channel.
We were riding high in Baker. Baker Town, Baker USA was riding high for those 3 stretches of games where he played nobodies. Then all of a sudden he has 2 bad games in a row. Now, should have played Trask. They couldn't score a defense or a touchdown against the Panthers. Baker's not going to lead us to the playoffs. Blah, blah, blah. Now let's get rid of Baker. It's fucking ridiculous how you sports people have the shortest term memories of all time. It's just ridiculous, but it is what it is.
I 100% agree with that. But
my question to this,
yeah.
if you get rid of Baker's on the mind. If you get rid of Tua, then where do you go next? You want to start over and hope you find someone, or do you want to grow off of somebody do you want him to be the next Drew Brees? San Diego gave up on him after the shoulder injury. Miami passed on him. Then he became Drew Brees. Do you really want to I'm not saying he is Drew Brees, but you just want to take this one little game where it took a lucky tipped catch, a bull spit fluke punt return, and maybe a few bad decisions by Tua, and to say, you know what? Well, I'm saying it is what it is. He made bad decisions, and just blow it all up and do what? Do what? Because what was the Miami Dolphins before Tua? They were trying to find a Tua.
Yeah.
So do you want to go back into that? I don't.
I think this would be the year if you are unsure of Tua, and not to turn this into a what to do Tua thing, but if you are unsure of Tua, go out and get a player that you think could be the future. Develop him so when you are ready to move on from Tua, you can do like the Green Bay thing. You have another 5th-year option with him. You can bring him back. Get the player to develop, and then when you're ready to make that decision, make the decision. And then if this player is ready to start, you have a trade piece. You can trade him off. If Tua is the person you don't want, you can move on from him. I'm a fan of having decisions to be made, not being put into a corner. So with that being said, though, let's break down the playoff picture right now. The 2 teams with the first round bye is going to be the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers. And then we have, and I can't think of the way the games are set up right now. I will find that out right now. But I believe the first game that we have is going to be the Cleveland Browns. And am I completely wrong about that? Because
do you not know? Did you not come prepared?
Oh, I came prepared. But let's just talk about how bad the NFL.com is. The first game, the first game Saturday, 4:30 p.m. NBC and Peacock. Browns versus the Texans, and then that 8 o'clock game on Peacock alone. So if you don't have Peacock, figure out a way to get it because this is going to be the Dolphins versus Chiefs. Sunday we then have 1 p.m. Steelers at Bills. 4:30 on Fox we have the Packers at the Cowboys. We then have the 8 p.m. game, which is going to be, I think, a really good game. We have the Rams at Lions. And then Monday night, we round it out with the Eagles at Buccaneers on ESPN.
Okay.
And ESPN2. And I think do you think we're going to get the Manning cast?
I would hope so.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Playoff Manning cast would be really nice.
I haven't watched any, if it's not the Manning, let's put it this way. If it's not a Manning cast, I usually don't watch. I'll watch all these games, of course, it's the playoffs. Wild card weekend is freaking fun. You never know. You always have some upsets. You always have some road teams going out there and beating some teams. So that being said, off the top, I mean, besides the Browns matchup, because I know that's what you're going to say, who is the best road team? I guess you could say the Eagles too. Dang it. All right. Well, let's just take away the Browns because I know you think the Eagles are trash.
The best road team in this playoff?
Yeah. Who do you think has the best chance? Rams?
Yeah, I think the Rams are one of the best. I will also say I'm not counting out the Packers. Packers this decade or last decade against the Cowboys has been lights out. And it could just be an Aaron Rodgers thing, but I'm not counting out the Packers just yet. They could come in and upset the Cowboys very easily.
Oh, I agree with that. I think that you nailed it. Rams, Stafford coming back to Detroit, finally playing a playoff game in Detroit. Stafford is, so it's gonna be fun. That's gonna be the narrative, right? That's why they got the 8 o'clock slot. Let's be honest. There's no other reason why they have the 8
Because
o'clock.
if not, it
primetime
would be
slot.
the Cowboys Packers.
Cowboys and Packers. That should have been it, to be completely honest with you. But this is what it is. It's the best story going into the playoffs. That was my next question. The best story going into the playoffs.
Isn't it
is
not
probably
the Browns Texans?
No, the best story is definitely Stafford going back to Detroit, playing a home game. Yeah, playing in
the
Detroit.
Browns who lost their starting running back. What? How many quarterbacks are they on? They've went through their entire list over the last 20 years just this season.
Fourth quarterback.
Fourth quarterback.
So they started with Watson. They went to PJ Walker. They went to that DTR. Then they went to Joe Flacco.
Found a way to make the playoffs. They might have the head coach of the year in Stefanski.
Yep.
And then you have the Houston Texans with the young quarterback, the young up and coming coach. All of this, I think that's a really good story and a really good start to the playoff.
It is. It unluckily got the 4:30 Saturday game. The AFC South special spot. Every single AFC South winner hosts that spot, which is whatever.
Yeah.
I was hoping that the Colts would win. I know everyone's going for the Houston Texans, but my brother's a Colts fan, and Justin, of course, co-host of the OUS podcast. I really wanted
every Tuesday.
No, I'm not saying nothing. I didn't plug nothing, but I will say this: that I'm rooting for my friends. I'm rooting for Dallas to win. I'm rooting for Miami to win. I mean, I'm rooting for the Lions to win because I have a Lions friend, right? I don't know the Chiefs. I'm not rooting for specifically. I'm not looking forward to watching that game on Peacock. I wish. Okay, hear me out, Peacock. I'm not going to go too deep into this. We have like these on Amazon Prime, the thing with the icon on the bottom of the feet where they can see how fast they're going and next level stats. And then you watch like NBC Cash, you can see like, I don't know, you just have certain things you could do, right? You watch the hockey game, it cues up Jaromir Jagr and how fast he's going and his speed, whatever. Can I have a Swiftless broadcast where I don't have to see, seriously, where I don't have to see. Can you just put in a cardboard cutout of Jake Browning's girlfriend instead? Can we do that?
Why would you do that?
It's just I'm eating sometimes. I don't want to gag. I just don't want to see that on my television. I just don't just know that I gag. Just know that. Just know that. It really offends me.
That offends me.
Well, it offends me that it offends you, Josh.
As a Swiftie.
Do you think she's going to be there?
I'm offended. I don't want that she's going to be there.
It's going to suck.
She was just at the Golden Globes. I don't know if you saw anything about that. Inside of my network for work, I have one of my favorite followers on Twitter. Her name is Christina Garnett. She used to work for HubSpot, but now she's branched off and done her own thing. And she is just, one, she's amazing at what she does. And two, she is very uncensored, and it's not like in a vulgar way, but she's uncensored. Her thoughts are just all the way through. And watching the Golden Globes through her Twitter was very fun because she was retweeting, commenting, and I feel like I basically saw the entire thing through that.
Is the Golden Globes the award show for movies?
No one knows. I don't know. I think it's movies.
I watch the Oscars. Like the Golden Globes, I think is
my wife asked the same thing yesterday, and I was like, I have no clue.
No, I know for a fact it's the Arena League of Movie Award shows. But it's where all the people get drunk and no one cares. But I do like it does give you a good hint of what the Oscars are going to perform. But
I feel like the host of that show, the Golden Globes yesterday, he's like canceled already. He had a comment about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and being shown too much on TV.
Yep.
He's canceled. Everyone's like, get rid of him.
Nope. But yeah, so that game, anyway, let's talk about that game a little bit though. I think that I will say this right up front. I think the Chiefs are going to win. I don't think Miami gets out of the first round. I don't think Miami
does. I think Miami, as long as they stick to their game, the Chiefs, do you truly believe in this Chiefs team? I don't.
I do
think
think
trash.
I think that there is an it factor with certain players, whether it be Tom Brady, whether it be Lamar Jackson.
But
hold on.
I don't think it's their year. But go ahead.
I think that a quarterback can change a game and can squeeze out a win. I don't think the Buffalo Bills beat the Dolphins without Josh Allen last night. I don't think Mahomes is going to lose in a first round playoff game at Kansas City, at Arrowhead, against a limping.
Are they limping though?
I think the Dolphins are limping into the
They
playoffs.
came out and were on fire that first half of yesterday.
It took, look,
They dominated that first half.
The collapse is real, though. Buffalo needed a lot of help to even get into the position they were in. And it took a lot of collapsing from the Miami Dolphins to actually get there, to actually fall and lose the AFC East title. So they are falling. They're trending downwards, but Kansas City is also trending downwards.
Oh, very downward.
In my eyes, I think Mahomes is the better quarterback. I think he's the best quarterback in the world. And I think he's the difference, and I don't think he is going to allow them to lose. I just don't see it. I just can't see it. I think that there was many games where Tom Brady won with really bad teams, not bad teams, just not above average Patriots teams. They still won in the first round or whatever, and then they eventually got eliminated by whoever the next round. I think Mahomes is on that level.
What are we considering limping into the playoff?
Okay.
They had a tough schedule. They had a very, very tough schedule. The biggest hurt,
and it doesn't get easier.
The biggest hurt to the Miami Dolphins was their Titans loss. That is what stung them this season.
And that Titans loss is going to be a big thing that we look back on and go, wow, they wouldn't have needed to beat Buffalo week 18. They would have already had the division. But that Titans game really messed some things up, because if they beat them, of course, they're playing Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but honestly, the Buffalo. Yep.
Do you feel better about Pittsburgh? Who would you rather play, Pittsburgh or Kansas City right now?
I'd rather play Kansas City. I said it last week. I'd rather go in and play Kansas City.
With Watt being out, most likely, like, he's a big difference maker. That's a big deal.
I just think, like, while you're like, well, they have a quarterback, maybe the best quarterback in the NFL. That's 100% true. But they also have receivers that drop the passes by him.
They do. So I don't understand that comment. Are we celebrity worship?
I'm assuming it's Taylor Swift, which I don't know if. Yeah.
But honestly, Sean,
this is the thing. We take comments and we take them to the max at everything we do, politically, anything, and we expect everything to be, oh, you're one way or another. You're a Republican or you're a Democrat.
Or you're
there's a middle line between there as well that we have to acknowledge.
I'm learning that as well with all things, not just life. Like back in the day, I used to be, I'm a WCW guy and WWF sucks.
Yeah.
You can have both. Like, both are okay. Like, I just about 10 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, I'm like, oh, I watch hockey. I don't watch the NBA playoffs. They suck. Well, there's a world where both can exist. You can only have to be hardcore. Taylor Swift sucks. I'll stand on that mountain, but she can exist in my world. She's okay. By the way, I made a comment, which makes me realize people do see me on Twitter. They just ignore me. I put out there, would Taylor Swift be this megastar that she is if she was in an era where people produce good music? Because let's be honest, there's no more good music. Yeah, you did. Yeah. But it wasn't a knock against her. It was just the music's so bad in today's age.
I think that was a good post, because I think what you got out of that are people saying, no, listen to this music, listen to this, because there is good music out of it. It's
just, but to my defense, you can't find it unless you search for it. There used to be a time, people, I know this is crazy, where you would turn on MTV and they would play music instead of Teen Wolf 2 or RuPaul's Drag Race or Catfish 5 or whatever they're showing.
Well, it's not MTV anymore. This is a reality world of MTV.
Well, this came about because I was watching YouTube and I saw RuPaul's Drag Race live on MTV 10 o'clock tonight. And I'm thinking, what happened to Headbangers Ball? What happened to TRL? What happened to...
But if you think Taylor Swift is not dominating the TRL world, you're absolutely nuts.
Well, my point is this, though. People are like, well, what, music is just as good or better than ever. Well, if that was true, music television would be playing music and people would actually like it and watch it. But therefore, music is so bad now, there's no market for it.
No, I don't think that's true. I think
That's
what
true.
gets people to watch TV now is reality television, even trash reality television. We consume ourselves into that, and we're getting way off topic in playoffs. And we have music that is so on demand today that we didn't have before. Our on demand was, we talked about this before, waiting a day to download a song on Napster or LimeWire or something like that. That was our on demand. And TRL was our on demand. That was the quickest way we can listen to our music and watch a show and get entertained. We don't need that anymore. We can go on YouTube and watch the music video of our choice. TRL is just, it's not needed anymore. And that's why it's evolved into that.
Well, I agree. All right, we'll just move on from that. We'll move on from that. But I do believe that in a world where you can agree, we can all agree, because that's the one thing I got from the post, is music was universally better about 20, 25 years ago. And everyone knows that. Everyone's afraid to say something bad about Taylor Swift. And I don't know why.
Trash music out there.
I don't know why people are so afraid to say, I don't like. Dave Campbell had the audacity, and he's dead ass serious, that she is the biggest musician of all time. Bigger than the Beatles. He said she's bigger than the Beatles. That's what he said.
I think she's just in a different era of music and a different era of social media. Like if the Beatles had social media, just imagine that. The Beatles didn't have social media and they were worldwide.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to explain to this guy, but he's so stupid. And he's not a viewer. He's not a listener. He's actually a real life friend. So I'm calling one of my. He's just sorry, Madonna was bigger. I can name so many bigger acts.
The one thing you can't take away from her is the way she builds her fan base and the community she builds around it and what she does for her fans. That's what makes her bigger than what she actually is as a musician.
So is John Cena a bigger wrestler than Hulk Hogan? I'm just asking because of things he does for his fans. He has the most. He has the most Make-A-Wish Foundation grants of all time, not just wrestler of all time. John Cena.
But I'm not even saying that. Like Taylor Swift does little things. Like she'll drop like a little hint here, knowing that her fan base, and that could be true, but she's putting the right people around her to do this. Why she doesn't have to go in and build all this. Like she can put the right people around with the idea of building this huge fan base, and she's doing it right. That's the big thing. She's doing it the right way, and that's what makes everyone love her so much.
I agree with everything you're saying, and everyone, Sean, is built by her public. Every single thing, everyone you see on television, they have they build their platform.
Yeah,
what do you think Travis Kelce is doing right now? He's using this clout that the NFL paid for, so he can get off of the NFL life, so he can go become a reality star or whatever he wants to do. This is what his plan is. This is all manufactured, in my opinion. But it is what it is.
No one has to like everyone's music.
Exactly.
I don't listen to her music. I enjoy her older music. I don't listen to the current stuff. My daughter loves it. My wife loves it. I'm not listening to it. But she's doing everything the right way. She's building her fan base the right way compared to what other people are doing. And you got to applaud that. She's doing great things. Like you said, John Cena. She's also doing great things in the community. She would donate hundreds of thousands of dollars per location she went to on tour to help feed the homeless, to help do all these amazing things. So you can't like argue the what she's doing for everyone.
I will say this, and then we'll end it with Taylor Swift. There's a lot of people that do this, a lot of people that do what she does, a lot of people that do more than what she does. They just don't have the publicity, and they don't get. It's because she's a lily white girl with blonde hair with no exotic features whatsoever, and that's what America likes. That's just my thoughts on it.
See, I don't know if that's true. I think that's like a cop-out way of saying it.
No, but it's the truth.
Is she easier to consume for the broad of America? Yes.
Yeah.
But
she has no exotic features.
I think that takes away from what she's done.
She's just a normal, but it does take it away. Her look shouldn't have nothing to do with it, but they do, because you can push someone like that. What do you when she was singing her country songs, being known by a little niche audience, and then someone caught a glimpse of her and go, "Wow, she's exactly what America needs. Let's let's make her the biggest pop star in the world. And that's exactly what happened. None of this was her idea. None of this pop shit. It's just whatever.
I think she's always been pop, moving like country with pop tendencies.
A lot of country girls get into country in hopes to do what she did.
Yeah,
a lot,
for sure.
Most of them, the majority of them, which I can't hate on. Hell, we're on a fucking YouTube show with, you know, how many X amount of viewers. Will we fucking sell out to go to ESPN? You're damn right. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. I understand why she does the things she does, and everyone.
Yeah.
I hate that. Oh, they sold out. You mean the band you liked that is barely making it, driving tour bus city to city, actually made it? Did what they wanted to do? You mean you're mad at them for doing that?
They're finally making money.
I get it too, man. I get it too. Anyway.
It sucks to see that because you know there's a lot of influence with that, and you're not going to hear the same. Eric Church is my guy. His music has changed over the years. He tries to stay as true as possible, but there are these pushes to go do a song with what's the guy, Morgan Wallen. I hate that he did a song with Morgan Wallen because Morgan Wallen is anti-country.
Is he the guy? What's his famous song?
I don't know. I don't listen to Morgan Wallen. I couldn't tell you what the title. If I heard it, I can tell you. I just couldn't tell you the title of it.
I've been on a country kick lately, and they play the same two songs over and over and over. They play the racist Jason Aldean song, and then I think they play a Morgan Wallen song.
Yeah, so that's not real country. Like I'm a Tyler Childers kind of guy.
I mean, I just go back to the basics. George Strait.
Yeah, let's go with that too. Let's go.
Like I just go to the Alan Jackson, right down to the Chattahoochee. You're right.
Yeah, but anyway, let's move forward. Let's talk about. We talked about the Dolphins Chiefs. You think Chiefs are going to win? I think Dolphins will pull it out. But also, I don't think we talked about who's going to win the Browns Texans games. That's the first game. Where do you see this one going?
I want Houston to win. I want Houston to win so bad. The deeper the Stroud, the deeper the Stroud gets, the better, in my opinion. I do love Stroud, and I was 1,000% wrong on Stroud. You were right. I just want to get that out there. It'd be nice. Yes, you can snip it. Especially
I just heard a lot of people saying it last week. Like you said it on your show. I think someone else said it on another show. So I'm like, I got to get that in here somehow.
Yeah, Stroud's awesome, and you were right on that. Dead on. It comes down to elite Flacco. Is he going to be elite still, or does Marco Ryans and the Houston Texans have a answer for them? And I think they do. Yeah. Houston's riding hot right now. They really are, and I'm going for them.
I'm going to go Texans as well. Obviously, we're not doing the spread. We're just going straight up. Who's going to win?
Straight up. Money line.
So next game, Dolphins Chiefs. I have Dolphins. You have Chiefs. And then the following day, Sunday, the 1:00 game is the Steelers at the Bills.
I want the Steelers to win, not just because I'm a Dolphins supporter. Yeah. It just Mason Rudolph. What the AFC would be so funny.
How did that happen?
I don't know, but just imagine the AFC so funny with if Joe Flacco wins. Joe Flacco's still in there. Mason Rudolph. They're in the final four of the AFC.
Oh, yeah.
Like how funny is that?
Down to the last play, Myles Garrett sacks.
Oh Mason Rudolph. That's except for no, I don't want to see that. But anyway, yeah,
I do. I want to see Myles Garrett. I hate Mason Rudolph. I absolutely hate Mason Rudolph.
I know nothing about him.
He just seems like that smug, like I don't even know, like country club kind of guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going for the Steelers, but I think the Bills luckily win somehow, some way.
I think the Bills win as well. I kind of want to see the Steelers fall a little bit. They've been on top for quite some time. I want to see them have a down time. But congratulations to Mike Tomlin for again pulling off another winning season.
That's my coach of the year, by the way.
Yeah, it's an amazing feat for him. And I think if I remember correctly, the Steelers themselves, not just Mike Tomlin, the Steelers has never had a losing season. And
I will say this, if you go back to our August-September show, I predicted the Steelers to get that 7 seed. I predicted that. I was dead ass right about that.
I will say, out there. As soon as we were doing a live draft show on here, the first pick got taken, and then they had the back-to-back. Houston had back-to-back picks. They took who they took, and I said, you guys just took the best 2 players in the draft, and
Yep.
I stand by that. They had a fantastic draft. They won the draft just with those 2 picks. They've created the centerpieces of their franchise going forward.
Yep, and a special talent like Tank Dell as well. People are praising Nico, but Tank's a real talent. I mean, they're both great. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun in the future. I cannot wait. Green Bay Packers, Dallas Cowboys, your team, your Dallas Cowboys.
I'm scared of this game.
I'm not scared. Listen, I think they're gonna rout them. I think it's gonna be a disaster. I think it's gonna be the most boring game of the week. I think the Cowboys are gonna just destroy Green Bay. I think their defense is just nasty. Dallas, of course, and I think the Green Bay's defense is awful, like really, really bad. We've seen how many points they've given up against good teams, especially in the fantasy world. We were feasting on every wide receiver that played Green Bay. Didn't CD just put up like a bajillion yards? And he's going to do it again against Green Bay. Who do we have that game against?
CD had that game.
Who did CD have that game against? I got to check that out. Did they play the Packers this year?
They did not.
You're looking it up too? We're both looking it up at the same time. See whose computer's faster. See whose internet's faster.
My computer is definitely faster, but
my computer's so
against
slow.
The Lions.
Lions, yeah. I downloaded Fortnite on this computer and it slowed the hell out of my computer.
Yeah.
Slowed.
So yeah, it was against the Lions. He had 227 yards. Against Miami, he had 118 yards.
Dude's just cooking right now.
Against Washington, he had 98 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, we're going Cowboys. Don't be cute, Josh. Don't reverse jinx yourself.
No, I went to the Packers Cowboys game where the Cowboys lost last minute, and I just have that sting still in my heart.
They don't have Aaron Rodgers. They don't have Aaron Rodgers anymore.
I know.
All right, the most fun game of the week: the Rams and the Lions. We talked about this game earlier on, but I think it's gonna be a shootout. I think it's gonna be fun. I really, I'm rooting for the Lions because of my friends. But man, if the Rams win,
is this fantasy?
Oh, he took 4th. Dang, man, Hunter, where Hunter? You missed a lot of shows leading up to the championship week. I won 5 out of 6 championships.
I won mine,
and Josh won his. Josh listened. He was there.
I was texting like crazy. Kimmel, well, what do you think about this? What if I pick this guy up and put this guy here?
This guy had the audacity to ask us like studs, Kamara, this guy, and Kendrick Bourne one week. It was ridiculous.
But I asked that, and Kendrick Bourne snapped out that week.
I know. 4th out of 10 is not bad, man. Hey, Hunter, I don't know if you play Dynasty, but we may I do have a free, not free. It's an orphan, a Dynasty league. Needs a new manager. If anyone wants to join a Dynasty league.
What's the fun in that? What's the fun of taking over someone's crappy work and then coming in? And
it's not fun, but it's challenging.
Yeah.
I took over a team 2 years ago in a league, and I won the championship this year.
It's kind of like if you were to come in and take over the Chicago Bears, become the GM of them.
Oh, easy. The first thing you would do is you get rid of Fields.
Well, I'm saying but that's kind of like that. What it would be in real life. You go in there, you're taking over probably a crappy dynasty team, and you're trying to rebuild it.
Look, but it's easier than putting together a real football team.
Yeah.
It's easier because you don't have to hire. Like, can we get away from the playoffs real quick and talk about some fun things that happened this week? Like Arthur Smith getting fired. Like Arthur Smith saying,
we don't like to condone anyone losing their job.
I do. No, I usually don't, but him I do.
Whoa.
Him I do. Arthur Smith I do.
For your fantasy, you like that. I think he's a better offense coordinator than head coach. I think he's also another one of them smug people I was talking about. So congratulations to Mom.
Yeah. Hey, Mom came up on the OUS show a ton.
She also came up on this show.
She's really good. I will say this, Jameis Winston, after that touchdown, I didn't see that. I did not. I texted you yesterday. I watched no football yesterday until the Dolphins game. I was playing Pokemon all day yesterday. And I didn't see that touchdown until I watched Good Morning Football. First off,
what's your take on that?
I'm glad you asked.
Ooh,
Buffalo Trace, man, I wish I had some Buffalo Trace right now, Hunter. I really.
My story behind Buffalo Trace is the first time I sipped it, I talked to Nick Mangold. He came into my previous job, said, "Hey man, would you like to come on the Beer and Sports Podcast? We'd love to have you as a guest." And I'm like, traditionally in this process, you have to pick a drink for everyone to enjoy, because before that, we picked a single beer, we would drink it and then rate it and then have the conversation and talk. He said Buffalo Trace neat, and I'm like, oh shit. So my first time having Buffalo Trace was with Nick Mangold on the show.
There you go. Buffalo Trace is excellent. So what were we? Oh, wait, how do I feel about the touchdown? First off, I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I do think if you're gonna run a play, because you could be injured. Like someone could be because in a play like that, of course you can say you always be ready no matter what. But sometimes maybe if a guard gets up out of his stance real quick and pushes, you never know, because that player could not be paying attention, could hurt someone, right? Like there's a potential of that, Josh. That's potential. I'm not saying that happened.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. If you're gonna run a play, run a play. I have no problem with it. I also have no problem with how they did it, and I loved how Jameis Winston talked after the interview. I used to be the biggest Jameis hater of all time.
Yeah.
Ever since he left Tampa, it seems like he's matured and grew up so much. And I think he had to get out of this environment, because Tampa is a very toxic place to live. I don't know how Louisiana is. I'm sure it's worse, but it's really like nasty down here, and a bunch of like, you can get in trouble down here easily. Probably in Louisiana as well, like I said, but he just grew up a little bit. Everything he says seems smarter. I don't know what it was. Did he get a brain transplant? Did he learn how to read books?
I think he
matured. So he had the vision.
And I also think
he's great.
He had a coming to Jesus, as far as, I'm not this God-given talent that I thought I was, and I'm not in Florida where I ruled. I'm Jameis Winston. I got kicked out of the team I was, and now I'm here in New Orleans, not the starter that I thought I was going to be.
I also think that the reporter that asked him, did you see that interview?
I saw a clip of it.
Where I didn't see the whole thing, but like the Jameis asked the reporter after he answered the question. The guy goes, "Yeah, but you guys play him 2 times a year," and Jameis said, "We already played him twice." Because the guy kept on saying, "You guys got to play him twice a year." Jameis, we already played him twice. Yeah. I get where Jameis is coming from. This is this season. It's over. Next season, we're not worried about that. We just So like Jameis was professional the whole way. And he asked him, how do you feel? I don't like it. Why don't you like it? Because you play him twice a year. Jameis kept on saying, we already played him. It's fine.
Yeah.
And
the guys, a new year.
Respectfully. And Jameis like, yeah, and respectfully, I answered your question respectfully. He didn't talk down to him, whatever.
I didn't see all that.
I shared it on my Twitter. And the reporter was not out of line because he has his own opinion as well. But who are you? I'm not going to say what I want to say, but some unathletic, talentless loser going into a professional football team and saying you don't like something. You don't like it.
I love it. I love the fact.
I love that they went that as a team they wanted Jamal Williams, a fan favorite, a locker room favorite. They wanted him to score a touchdown.
And I'm in a big belief of, if you don't want us to score, stop it. Mm-hmm. That's how sports run. Why should they stop? Because they're beating you so badly. Why? Because it hurts your feelings? This is football. Like, what's happening?
I heard Derek Carr was like, well, like, probably shouldn't have done that, but it happened. Like, Derek Carr's just like, whatever. Like, what are we supposed to do? I
guarantee you the players in that locker room are just like, man, that's messed up, but whatever. We should have stopped it.
So the reporter kept on asking Jameis, like, I go against it. And Jameis said, you'll go against who? Me? And the guy goes, no, whoever made the decision. He goes, well, so you're going against the team because this was a team decision. Mm-hmm. What would you want us to do? And he goes, run the play that your coach asked you, kneel it. And Jameis said, well, that's not what we wanted to do as a team. And so it was a team decision to get Jamal that touchdown.
Just like I wouldn't be upset if it's kind of like the same line of, hey, we're going to pull, gosh, I can't think of his name right now, Travis Kelce, and we're going to let him get that catch so he makes his money, and then we're going to pull him out. It's all in the same line as that. It's just no money along with it. It's just, hey, I got a touchdown this year.
Well, he had 20 something the year before and
Yeah.
0 this year. So like, let the man score a
Exactly, like,
touchdown.
let the man eat.
Sub Dolphins thirsty. I do want to say this. I have nothing else to say about the playoffs because the Buccaneers game.
What? Who do you have winning that game? We have to. Did we
All
say who's
right.
going to win the Rams Lions game?
I want the Rams to win just to see Dan Campbell's dumbass look on his
I want to
face,
see the Rams win too.
and I want to see Stafford go in there and stick it to Detroit. Even though there's nothing, he has no harsh feelings to them. But I
It's
just
a
want
fun matchup. That passing
wanna see
game
it.
versus this defense, like, ooh, it should be fun. And then we have the Eagles, Buccaneers.
I want the Bucks to win.
You want the Bucks to win? I do
Yeah.
too.
I think the more the Bucks win, I have a theory. More wins the Bucks get, the more years they're setting back their franchise. Because now they got to re-sign Baker. Now they got to re-sign Todd Bowles, and then you're going to be stuck with these mediocre players in a mediocre like division, and you'll never grow as a team. You're that team that's going to be constantly just bad, not bad, average. And there's nothing worse. Just like my man in those farmers commercials with the bald head in that movie Whiplash said, there's nothing worse than average. There's nothing worse than a good job. And that's what the Buccaneers are, a good job. They're the person you pat on the back. Good job, pal. Good job, buddy.
Wow.
And and they keep on winning these games, and you're going to be forced to sign these players and these coaches back, and then you're still going to be mediocre.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think there's a lot of teams like that this year. I think we're looking at the Browns possibly being that. And while they have a good defense, their offensive side is just older and.
I think Watson's great, but I don't know if that's the right situation for him.
I think we're looking at the Steelers. I think the Bills might be there too. I don't think Josh Allen is what the Josh Allen everyone thinks he is.
Yo, there's this freaking fly.
Oh, fly's gonna get you. Rams are to that. I think the Eagles are very close to just restarting it all.
Every NFL team is. What team besides the 49ers is just locked and loaded?
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
We got to make a futures bet.
We
got to make a bet in real life so like we can actually track this. Can we make I'll make a future bet for us.
Okay.
I'll put $25 on any team, but it can't be a number 1 seed.
Okay. If I had to put money on any team, in this
it can't be Baltimore 49ers. Here, let me do the live odds now. Let me put the live odds on here now. And I'll bet it tonight. I'll bet them right now. I have no problem betting it.
That's rough. If there was a team right now that could beat the 49ers, I think the AFC is just a cakewalk for the Ravens.
I'm putting a bet on tonight. So I'm gonna give you the odds. Hold on, give me 5 seconds. NFL, the Hard Rock app, by the way, if you live in Florida, it's so difficult to find futures and props and stuff.
Ronald, we don't need that kind of negativity in our life, but we already talked about it. I was at that game, and my heart is still broken, and that's why I will not pick against the Cowboys or Packers game. I believe in karma a lot, and I respect the Packers coming in. So we do not need that negativity in our life.
All right, so we got here's the odds of every team besides the 1 seeds. The Steelers are plus 10,000.
They're not doing it.
The Packers are plus 7,500.
Okay. I don't think they can beat the 49ers.
Buccaneers are 7,500.
They can't beat the 49ers.
Rams are 5,000.
I think they're one of the teams that could.
Houston Texans are 5,000.
No.
Browns are 3,000. Lions are 2,000. Dolphins are 1,750. Eagles are 16,000. Chiefs are plus 900. Cowboys are plus 750. The Bills are plus 650. So who am I placing this bet on, guys?
What
in the
what
chat,
are
if you
again?
God damn it, I just left it.
Sorry.
That's all right. I had a NFL. Browns Rams is the bet. Yeah, but I'm picking the winner, Ronald. I'm picking the winner.
Yeah.
Super Bowl. Who'd you say? Who'd you ask for?
The Eagles?
Eagles are plus.
Oh, they're plus.
1,600. Yeah, everyone's plus. Even the Ravens are plus 300. The 49ers are plus 220.
Okay. If I was to be a betting man and find the best odds for myself with the best roster, I would say the Eagles.
Eagles plus 1,600.
Because all the Eagles have to do is figure out their defense. And
You think so?
They could be right in. Yeah. Figure out a way to stop a offense, which they have the players to do it. They just have to get the scheme to work correctly, and they could go to the Super Bowl. This is still the roster that we looked at, and they were undefeated for part of the season. Like, they could figure it out and say, okay, we got this. Remember the Colts a while back, Peyton Manning, they just didn't have that defense, and then the defense just clicked in the playoffs and they went. I think it was the year they played New Orleans in the Super Bowl. So if I'm a betting man trying to find the best odds with the best opportunity, I would say the Eagles. If I wanted to pick the exact winner that wasn't the 49ers or the Ravens, because I think that's what the Super Bowl is going to be, I would say the Cowboys.
Well, my system's down. I can't deposit any money in my account. But if I were to bet that, which I'm going to, and I'll post it on Twitter, or X, as you guys say. If I bet $25, which if you do the math, if you're smart at math, which I'm not, I'll tell you, I will be able to win $425. And I'm going to bet it as soon as it allows me to.
Against the Eagles?
Yeah, I'm doing the Eagles.
Okay.
But it won't let me deposit money right now, which is really stupid.
But we could also be out week 1.
Well, I'm doing it, and I'll post it because I need to care about this playoffs.
But don't you
I know the
agree?
Dolphins-
Don't you agree
I
that
agree.
if there is one team that you're looking at the odds versus the opportunity, it's the Eagles?
Because they can go into Tampa and they can win.
Yeah.
And then what seed are they again? Are they 6?
I think they're 7 seed.
7?
Or no, they're the 6.
They're 6. So then they would play the number 1 seed, which is the 49ers,
they
and that's your test. If they get past the 49ers,
Yeah.
that's the only problem. They got to get past the 49ers because they can get past the Bucs.
Anyone has to get past. Like, who's going to beat the 49ers?
Well, it's going to have to be the Eagles.
I don't think
I don't
any team in the playoffs right now can beat the 49ers.
No. So I might just be throwing $25 away, but I spent $25 on way worse. Trust me.
Yeah. You played Pokemon.
Hey. Close out the show, man. I'm going to try to figure out why I can't put cash.
Do you have any last words before we jump off?
No, I wonder if betting is illegal again because I put money in there yesterday. I bet 3 times yesterday. I lost all 3. So I'm really
Maybe
not
they're just
great.
outlawing it to you because they have that 1-800 gambling that they're trying to get you to call.
Do I think Tua is top 10?
The Ravens and Browns can beat the Niners. Well, that would be Super Bowl. And I do not think the Browns can beat the Browns definitely cannot beat the Niners. Hands down can't. The Ravens obviously can. I have 10 I would put in front. Yeah, I mean just look at my Twitter. I tweeted at Josh Kimmel giving you 10 players that I would put above Tua.
That was last year.
I think Tua is a top 15 quarterback. He is not a top 10.
Oh, I was depositing with the wrong account. Hold on.
But
Hold on,
anyway,
guys. I'm gonna do it real quick.
You're gonna do it
Live
real
on.
quick.
Yeah, because I was using the wrong card, guys.
Kimmel will probably tell you he's a top 8 quarterback. I think he's a top 15 quarterback.
Don't worry about what I would put him as. Top 15.
You would put him a top 15?
Yeah, top 15.
Okay.
I am so mad. Can we log out? Because I want to figure out why I cannot deposit money in my Hard Rock app right now, and I'm freaking furious. So let's log.